In the far western corner of Mongolia lie sweeping valleys, turquoise rivers, and snow-capped summits rising into an endless sky. Across these open plains, nomads and their herds move with the rhythm of the steppe. This is Bayan-Ölgii, a land shaped by wind, weather, and the will of the Kazakh people who carry forward centuries of pastoral tradition across these high plains. Out here, the land is not just a backdrop, it's a force rising more than 10,000 feet above the steppe.
We're in the buffer zone between Mongolia and Russia. Nobody knows we're here.
Follow me as I leave the comforts of the city and journey deep into Mongolia's western frontier to understand life here, braving sub-freezing temperatures.
Oh my god, I can't even see the mountains.
Wading through knee-deep snow, and surviving the elements of the Altai mountains.
The toilet completely filled with snow.
This is Western Mongolia. Just arrived in Bayan-Ölgii for my week-long adventure in Western Mongolia. Around 1,000 miles west of Ulaanbaatar lies Bayan-Ölgii, a remote corner of Mongolia where the landscape and the culture feel worlds apart from the capital. Here, in the shadow of the Altai Mountains, live the Kazakh people, a Muslim community whose traditions set this region apart from the rest of the country.
We just pulled over on the side of the road, and I'm assuming those are part of the Altai Mountains.
I'm heading west toward the Altai Mountains, where I'll be spending the night in traditional gyrs or yurts. It's a 5 to 6 hour drive, mostly along unpaved roads. We just spotted a few camels, 2 humps. So we're making another pit stop, and it looks like we've stumbled upon a field of yaks. Beyond the majestic landscapes of Western Mongolia, I came to better understand the people who call this place home. In a land defined by long, brutal winters and relentless winds, survival has always depended on resilience and movement. This expansive wilderness has sustained the Kazakh people for generations. Like their Mongol neighbors, they once moved freely throughout the Central Asian steppe with their herds. In the mid-1800s, many crossed the Altai Mountains into what is now Western Mongolia, driven by Russian expansion and instability in neighboring Xinjiang. But as modern borders hardened in the 20th century, Kazakh communities found themselves divided across Mongolia, China, Russia, and Kazakhstan, separated by political systems and lines drawn on a map. Today, Kazakhs make up around 93% of the population in Bayan-Ölgii, but only about 4% of Mongolia as a whole. As a small minority within the country, I was curious how they see themselves and how they relate to the broader Mongolian society around them. Luckily, my driver Seku, a Kazakh local from Bayan-Ölgii, was able to share insights into life in Western Mongolia. And thanks to another traveler I met, Puji, we were able to bridge the language gap.
How do Kazakh people feel about the Mongolian government? Do they feel like they're represented by the government?
He feels like, yeah, it's a democratic country.
Yeah.
All the opportunities, all the programs, we're all included. The relationship between Kazakh and Mongol is good because there's no reason to be hostile toward each other. The economic possibilities, everything kind of same.
Okay.
Nobody limits their opportunity to speak in their language. They're not like required to speak the language. They're required to live certain way.
Yeah.
He seems like he's happy with the situation right now.
Yeah. Do you know if the Kazakh people here, do they have any relationship to Kazakhstan or anybody there?
Actually, yeah, they said a lot of people moved economy is booming
I see.
currently.
In fact, Mongolia saw a major exodus in the 1990s when tens of thousands of Kazakhs left the country. To understand why, we have to look back nearly a century. At the time, Kazakhstan was part of the Soviet Union. The state imposed collectivization policies, seizing livestock and forcing nomadic herders into settlements. This created a devastating famine that killed more than 1 million people and forced many others to flee the region. Then, in the 50s and 60s, Soviet policies encouraged hundreds of thousands of Russians and Ukrainians to settle and farm the northern steppe, further reducing the share of ethnic Kazakhs in their own republic. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, the newly independent government of Kazakhstan launched a repatriation program encouraging ethnic Kazakhs abroad to return to their historic homeland, offering citizenship, financial support, and help with resettlement. Mongolia too was undergoing its own transition in the 1990s, creating uncertainty for families in places like Bayan-Ölgii. Together, these forces set off a migration on a massive scale. By the end of the decade, nearly half of Mongolia's Kazakh population had left for Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan has soft policy for Mongolia, not just Kazakh.
Okay.
So everyone from Mongolia with Mongolian passport, they can go do business. But it's a little different for them because they speak the same language and stuff. But the actual opportunity is for everyone.
I see.
Yeah.
This is where we're staying for the night. These Kazakh yurts. Oh, wow.
So pretty.
It's really warm in here.
Too warm.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 beds. The beds are hard. I don't even think this is a mattress. No, it's just a flat piece of wood with like a blanket or cloth over it.
So we're staying with this Kazakh family here, along with our drivers and our guide. Tomorrow morning, I think the low is in the mid-30s. This is the only jacket I brought, and it's not waterproof.
Okay, now it is snowing here. The grounds are covered with snow. What is it? It must be below freezing now, right? Beneath a snow-covered Mongolian sky, I shared my first meal of the night among new friends. Now the snow has completely covered the ground, and it's still snowing. My first night sleeping in a gyur with my 4 new best friends. Oh my god, I can't even see the mountains. Or barely. Okay, I think it snowed a few inches. You can see the mountains covered completely in snow. Okay, here's the toilet. And the seat, has completely filled in. This is the old one. So, I'm gonna pee here. It's frozen. After a restless night awakened by snow scraping off our gear, we set off toward the Altai mountains. It's hard to imagine how the Kazakh people endure these harsh elements. In winter, most herders descend from the mountains to the open grasslands below, following patterns that have guided Kazakh life for centuries. Nomadism has long defined their identity, but across much of Central Asia, that way of life has largely disappeared in the last 100 years. Under Soviet rule, herding was collectivized and many Kazakhs were forced into permanent settlements, upending the traditional nomadic system. Though livestock raising continued under state farms, large-scale seasonal migration never returned to Kazakhstan. Mongolia, by contrast, also collectivized herding, but seasonal mobility was preserved, allowing key elements of nomadic life to survive. Today, Western Mongolia is one of the few places where Kazakh nomadic traditions still endure.
In Kazakhstan, it's all farmers. It's not nomadic anymore.
Farmers.
Yeah,
Okay.
farmers. They just have the animals, stay in one place, just feed them.
Yeah.
That kind of farmers.
Uh,
He has a family member in Xinjiang.
Xinjiang, yeah.
So they visited here 3 years ago,
yes.
and they were asking exact same questions. They were like, how come your herds are all over the place? Which are the boundaries for your horses? He was like, we don't have any boundaries. They're going everywhere where the grass is green.
Right.
That's what they were so surprised about that too. That's what
Okay.
he said, yeah.
As we neared Altai Tavan Bogd National Park, the horizon dissolved into a smooth white expanse. Just beyond it lies one of the most remote frontiers in Asia, where Mongolia, Russia, and China meet in the Altai Mountains.
There's a buffer zone.
buffer zone, yeah. It's like DMZ buffer
Yeah.
zone, right? Yeah.
So we're in the buffer zone. 10, 15 kilometers from Russia. He speaks Russian. Oh. Oh. How do you say? Здравствуйте. Привет.
Use brush.
No, нет. But has he been to Russia? Many times? Did he take the same path over the mountains?
Definitely did not think I would be doing this. Yeah, there's snow in my shoes. Okay, now the snow is over a foot deep. Snowing heavily last night, and it might snow tonight as well. Welcome to the Altai Mountains of Mongolia. We're now at 10,000 feet, where the air is crisp and the mountains glisten beneath the afternoon sun.
Hi. This is Altai Tavan Bogd, and we've been hiking more than 2 hours, I think, and we still have to go more. So this is it, yes.
I'm telling you guys now, this is a one and done trip. I'm not coming back to these mountains again, especially not when it's covered in snow. And then I'm sure you'll see. Okay, I'm okay. Maybe I stay low to the ground in case I do fall. Like that. So over this hill, we're supposed to be able to look down onto Russia, unless there's another peak in the way. But I'm not sure we can make it there, because every time we get closer, the peak gets higher. The
This was an awful hike. I mean, I don't think I have the right shoes for this. I kept slipping. Okay, we came back from a day of hiking at the Altai mountains, and it was completely covered in snow. Unexpected. I'm happy to be back at our gear site. We were able to take a hot shower in this outhouse thing. Basically, they heat up the water and then they put it into this tank above, and then inside this room, so there's a shower stall in here, and then there's the shower, but the water just kind of dribbles out of the shower head, so there's no pressure, but you know, at least you get a warm shower. This is the new toilet that they constructed for us. Although it looks like it's falling apart, it's one of the posts is leaning. So I actually need to use it right now. Very cold.
After a long day of trudging through the snowy Altai mountains, I'm glad to be back in the warmth of a gear sipping hot soup. Out there, the landscape is breathtaking but unforgiving. Spending even a few days in these mountains offers a small glimpse into the world that Kazakh and Mongolian herders have called home for generations. In a land shaped by wind, snow, and endless sky, survival depends on cooperation and a deep connection to the land. And in that way, the steppe reminds us of something simple but universal. No matter where we come from, it's grit, determination, and community that carry us forward.